What's good, y'all? It's Drew here, back with another video. Alright, today I'm going to be talking about Kobe's strength in the series. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more anime content if you haven't already. 56% of y'all not subscribed, so please subscribe. I'll be streaming Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so come through with your questions, anything like that. But yeah, so come through, it'll be a fun time for sure. And thanks to everyone who came to the last stream, that was a fun time as well. It's like a 4-hour stream. It was tough, but it was worth it. It was a fun time. But first thing is first, question of the day. Question of the day is, how strong do you think Kobe is in the series right now? And obviously, if I'm asked that, I need to know, where are you in the series? If you in episode 1, you probably don't think Kobe that nice. My answer might be a bit of a cop-out, but I feel like after you see the video, you know what I'm trying to say. But my answer is, Kobe is as strong as however strong Oda makes him. As we know, Kobe's going after Boa, and because we haven't seen either of these combatants in a real fight, in Kobe's case in a long time, and in Boa's case ever, because of that, we're looking at two characters that need feats and portrayals, but at the same time, they're fighting each other. And because both of them have such little feats, if one person loses, that person will probably get slandered. So, looking at how Kobe's been portrayed, if Kobe loses, people are gonna be like, oh, look at Kobe, he's trash. I guess the big problem really comes from how people view Kobe. And that's where I feel like people are kind of not missing cues, but I feel like the signs are kind of there for Kobe to be that man. I was watching the stream and I think someone said that Kobe's not even stronger than pre-timeskip Sanji. And people were like, oh yeah, I mean, that probably makes sense. And I remember stopping, I'm like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. Because for first thing, I feel like people have to kind of look at what Kobe is, right? Kobe is a person that has an observation haki that we pretty much have almost never seen, except for maybe Fuji, right? In Marineford, he awakened that haki. We've yet to see someone have haki like that. That seems to be some sort of special type of haki, right? Then you look at who trained him. This is something that BDA Law said, I think the first time I heard it, and it makes a lot of sense. And that's something that I just go by. Like, Kobe has the best growth in the series. Like, people don't understand that. Like, yeah, Luffy's that man now. Luffy's definitely tough. Especially if you looking at the latest chapters and see what Luffy's doing now, comparing him to when he's fighting Arlong or something early on. Yeah, he's grown. But if you look at where Kobe started from and where Kobe could be at, or where Kobe was at last time we saw him 2 years ago, yeah, that's the best growth in the series. And I don't really think it's that close. At worst, right now, Kobe is a respectable Marine person, or respectable Marine, whatever position he's at right now. Going from where he was before, the growth is insane. I think people misunderstand, like, Kobe, maybe he took I don't know how long it was from when Kobe got picked up by Garp to when Water 7 was, but let's assume like 2 months. In the 2 or so months, Kobe went from trash to, obviously, Luffy did kind of one-shot him in, at the end of Water 7, which, I mean, it's Luffy, but he grew a lot in 2 months, and that was being trained specifically by Garp, right? And then you give Kobe 2 years to train under Garp. And I feel like people just kind of assume that's not happening. Well, I mean, we saw what happened in Marineford. We saw Kobe stand up to Aki Inu, and Garp was watching. We saw Garp lose his son. So, I mean, why wouldn't Garp train Kobe in such a way in which, yeah, Kobe is going to be nice now? Garp already had taken a liking to Kobe and Helmeppo, but we're talking about Kobe today. Not to mention, we see that he's in Sword. For people to act like Kobe's just he's been twiddling his thumbs for 2 years, it's like, bro, why do you believe that? People might say that, Garp's not training him or something. Or look at how far Luffy had to train to get to where he is at now. And that's fair. But we gotta remember something. A couple things. First thing, look at what Rayleigh did to Luffy. Luffy was tough, pre-timeskip. He was strong. He was a strong pirate. But he was, in the New World, he was not nothing. But they took it from that to a respectable New World pirate. Rayleigh is not the best teacher for Luffy in any means. Not saying he's not a great teacher. Rayleigh is probably one of the best teachers in the verse. But you have to remember that Luffy heavily relies on his Devil Fruit, the Gomu Gomu no Mi. Whereas Rayleigh is a haki expert only. So Rayleigh obviously helped Luffy a lot with haki and probably gave him some tips on how to combine his fruit and his haki. But if Luffy took 18 months of training from Rayleigh and became like that, why can't Kobe take potentially 2 years from Garp, who by all feats and portrayals, Garp has always been stronger than Rayleigh, and become better? Especially because Garp and Kobe's fighting styles are very similar. They're both two brawlers who use only haki. From what we understand, Kobe does not have a fruit, and we know Garp does not have a fruit. So if anyone's gonna teach, it's like the Mihawk Zoro thing. Like, you people argue that Zoro got trained we got better training in the time skip because Mihawk is a swordsman, just like Zora's a swordsman. And that makes sense because Garp can teach him everything he knows. Whereas Rayleigh, one, he can't really teach him everything he knows because Luffy's peak as a pirate, it involves him mastering the Gomu Gomu no Mi. And Rayleigh is not the best expert at that. Honestly, the best expert for the Gomu Gomu no Mi is Luffy. And that's why I feel like we saw the Gear 4 stuff and, you know, all the transformations and things. But when you're looking at Kobe could legitimately learn everything that Garp knows. I'm not saying conquer Sasuke, everything that is teachable. So Oda could really take Kobe a couple of directions. Oda could bring Kobe and be like, oh, you know, Kobe is as strong as Zoro or as strong as Sanji now. Like Kobe could really be crazy. And I feel like people are not taking that possibility in mind. Like there's a chance that Kobe is near Luffy. Well, let me not say near Conqueror's Luffy. There's a chance that Kobe could be near Whole Cake Island Luffy or near a strong leveled Luffy, because we don't know how long. One, Kobe has been training since the Marineford, we can assume, right? All the way up to, we don't know when he stopped training. Like Oda has a lot of leeway with Kobe, and that I think is an interesting thing, because if Kobe didn't have this connection to Garp and this avenue to get really strong, I feel like Oda would have put himself into a corner, so to speak, because you have two people that both need feats and betrayals, and there is such a way in which if whoever loses will get a lot of slander just because of how Kobe has kind of been looked at as in the One Piece community. But talking about the Kobe versus Boa matchup, me personally, I feel like Boa gets a lot of disrespect too. Like this is like the battle of disrespected characters, right? Because I feel like people kind of slander Boa, and I don't really understand why. Boa might get a video as well, because people don't understand that. We know that Boa 1 has an army of advanced Haki users, because we saw one of Boa's soldiers shot an arrow and it caused a bigger hole or bigger crater than a normal arrow. And as we know now, that's most likely Ryo, because Haki doesn't work like that. Haki, it only coats something. So if it coats it, it'll cause damage, but only as big or wide as the whatever it was that was coated. Whereas it was causing like craters. And then you look at Boa's sisters, who we know has advanced observation, and we saw they had Ryo. And then someone brought this up on Twitter. I don't have their name, and I'm sorry for that. But someone posted on Twitter, and when Luffy first used Conqueror's Haki on the Boa sisters, they say something like, "Is that Haki? Only my sister has that." And the other sister said, "Oh, it's okay because this is not a weaponized Haki, or this is not a coded Haki." And I feel like, I'm not saying this is true, but that is honestly an avenue for Boa to have advanced Conquerors. Because if they're talking about how, oh, that Conqueror's Haki is scary, but he didn't use it as a form of battle, so we're not worried about it. Oh, Boa's really strong then. Because we looking at Luffy and the gap Lil Bro got just from advanced Conquerors. If Boa has that, then it's gonna be a real battle. I've always believed that Boa was the second strongest Shichibukai to Mihawk. And if she has advanced Conquerors, she's tough. So this battle could be really good. Like I feel like Oda can really spin it in a way that both characters get a lot of respect in the community. But the only way he can do that is if he shows the fight. And I know that there's a lot of off-screen that's been happening, and that's a problem, I know. But this is one of those things that Oda, I don't want you should not off-screen, bro. If you off-screen, it could really be detrimental to both Boa and probably Kobe as well. So I feel like this is a real thing. Because there's always, there's the avenue of them both bringing up Luffy and then the fight doesn't happen. But I feel like this fight could be good for them both. I think Oda can play his cards right, in which we see the fight, because then we can see how much crazier than they are than we thought. And we see the battle, and whoever wins, wins, right? But we'll still know that they're a lot stronger than before. Like if Boa's bringing out advanced Conquerors and observation and armament, and she uses her fruit more, I'm gonna say offensively, then people are gonna have more respect for Boa. And if Kobe doing some crazy stuff with Ryo and everything, then people will respect Kobe. But overall, I feel like people need to understand that Kobe might not be as weak as we think. Like I know it's easy. Kobe's the easy punchy bag because we saw how trash he was in episode 1. I remember he was not nice at all. I remember that, but there's a good chance that Kobe could be crazy strong right now. So that's kind of explaining why I feel like Kobe's strength varies by Oda. Because I could honestly see Kobe could be, in my opinion, anywhere from pre-time skip Sanji to like post time skip Zoro. Now that's a bit like excessive, you might think, right? But again, what I always think is, I remember how crazy Garp is. Like, I know what kind of Garp is top 3 in the verse, in my opinion, right? I don't think you can really argue. You can't really argue Garp's not top 3 in the verse. At worst, top 4. Now Garp's not in his prime, but Garp still got all the techniques. If Garp is literally taking Kobe under his wing, like how Dragon did to Sabo, or how Rayleigh did to Luffy, or Mihawk to Zoro, Kobe could be insane right now. We know Kobe has big stakes in the story. We've always known this. The whole idea is that Kobe is his goal is becoming Fleet Admiral, and as we see, Fleet Admiral is crazy strong. And just looking at Sengoku and Akainu and what we can assume they are, like feats and betrayal, all that stuff, Kobe has a big journey. But Kobe's biggest journey or biggest dream or whatever is facing Luffy again, and it's been hinted multiple times. So my understanding is, for the people that are potentially gonna say, "Oh, there's no way Kobe's that strong," or "Kobe's not that powerful," like if the point of the story is for Kobe to get the level of Luffy or get close, is this a big opportunity to do so? Like, why is Kobe just gonna be held back forever? You know what I'm saying? Like, he has the means, he has the training, he's the teacher, he has the means or the willpower or the goal, and he had the time. He had 2 years over the time. Everyone had 2 years. And Kobe, who I think has the best growth in the series, why wouldn't he be a lot stronger than before in 2 years? I just don't understand. If Kobe come out looking like pre-time skip Sanji, it's like, that's cool, but he won't catch up in time. Especially looking at Luffy. Luffy's fighting Kaido one-on-one. People talk about he's stronger than admirals, which I don't know, but people are saying that. And right now it's kind of looking like it's true. So if Kobe come out here weaker than pre-time skip Luffy, he's just wasting our time. And that just doesn't make sense to me in like the whole story. So I feel like Kobe gonna come, fight Boa, and surprise people. But I think Boa gonna hold their own, of course, too, because I think Boa's really strong. People put this cap on Boa's like level or how powerful she is, and I don't understand where it's coming from. Because we have never seen what is Boa. I mean, Boa's not gonna be the top 1 in the verse. No one's saying that. But why are we assuming that Boa is stronger or weaker than this person? Like, what's to assume that Boa doesn't have? Boa could literally. I think Boa has all 3 advanced hotkeys. She could have all 3 of those hacks that over through. Why can't she be near? Why can't she be Admiral level? Why can't she be near an Admiral? Why can't she be maybe not Yonko level? Why can't she be below that? Or, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. The Kobe and Boa fight, in my opinion, is probably what I'm most looking forward to outside of Wano and stuff. So, but let me know what you guys think down below. But I'm out, so peace.